All right. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Back with the hotel backdrop. Just get my stuff together here. How are we doing this morning? Tuesday, December 2nd. Yeah, we're here for here in Houston for the 2-day takeoff event with the Rosenberg crew, and excited to be here. We had a long trip out, but everything went well. No big issues. A lot of traffic. That's what you get when you drive. So anyway, won't go too crazy today, but got to be over at the venue here at 7:30, and I want to meet Steve and get things set up. It's been a bit since we've done a 2-day. Everything that happened with uh, Mach 5 and travel and doing other stuff, and we were at acquisition.com last week. So last week we had Thanksgiving, so a lot going on. Good morning, Rachel. Good morning, Locke. Thanks, my friend. You look sleepy too. Yeah, I do. I flipped the camera. I said, "Ooh." I think I was like a 53. Let me see if it updated. I did fall back asleep, so maybe I got a little bit better than a 53, but it wasn't good. I know that. Now I can't find the app. So anyway, now I want to know. Good to see you, Dave Howard, Brad Birch. Good to see you. Yeah, it's updating now, but maybe more than a 53. So anyway, you can hear me today. That's a good thing. Every once in a while we have one of those moments where like, oh, maybe I should turn the computer off and on once in a while. So 62, back up to 62 on the sleep score. So my eyelids want some WD-40. Yeah. That's what happens when you stay out past bedtime eating Pazookies. Yeah, that's what happens when you get tangled up with Bubba. So Bubba rolled into town and we met him and had I think we were probably there a couple hours shooting the shit. So anyway, good times. Victor Anthony, good to see you. Welcome. Dave Davis from Denver. Drinking that hotel coffee. Yeah. Damn. Yeah, thankful to have it. All right, Yarmouth DPC, good to see you, Doc. What's up, Doc? How you doing? Well, listen, guys, I don't have a lot of time today, but we've been working on sales, right? Contractor sales playbook, and you can leave the contractor word right off. Sales playbook. This stuff works for anything. If you're trying to close clients, sign people up for your program, get them to say yes. I hope this will help you in some way. And I never really focused on really knowing what like closing was, knowing that there was parts of a sales interaction until even just the last few years. But once I focused on that stuff, I started to really recognize that I had a choice on how these interactions went and how I showed up and performed, so to speak, in them. So closing isn't a moment; it's the natural step. Excuse me, the natural next step when you've led the process well, when you've established a rapport on the front end, when you've spent some time talking, getting people to know, like, and trust you. Okay. Most contractors definitely think that closing is some big dramatic event, right? They closed them, or real estate folks, right? They closed, so to speak. It's a line they have to memorize or some sort of trick they need to pull off. A moment where they push the client into saying yes, maybe make them uncomfortable. And that's just wrong. Closing is just simply leadership, leading a conversation, leading the client. It's leadership plus clarity plus timing. Okay. And if you pull those off, it's clear that you've probably pre-qualified well, asked great questions, run the consult, whatever that interaction is, you've run it professionally, presented the proposal clearly, handled any objections, and then followed up consistently. Remember, we talked about follow-up. So the close is just the next logical step. It's not pressure, it's guidance. Okay. As you know, I always try to refer back to my time as a contractor. And, I would be like, I remember getting nervous. Oh, here's the time where I'm going to try to ask if we're doing business together. And I didn't want to mess it up. And sometimes didn't even want to, oh, well, I'll take a look. I'll run the numbers and send you something over, and that way I could just email a quote and it wouldn't be uncomfortable. Right. because it was nervous, and I found that, if I was nervous, the client felt nervous, and they noticed that, I wasn't sure, so they weren't sure. You know, but the day everything shifted was the day I stopped trying to close. I just started leading the process with certainty and laying down that rapport on the front end. Um, Victor, sorry you didn't make it to Houston. I was looking forward to seeing you, man. Yeah, when you lead from that first phone call, closing becomes nothing more than confirming what both sides already know. One, we're a fit. Two, let's move forward. Are we working together? That's it. Isn't that why we're here? Okay. So you got to stop closing and start leading. Okay. Pros don't close the client. They lead the client to the decision. Oftentimes having them say it themselves. That's the real expert, when they just say, I think we just want to go with you. Okay. Most of the closing around discomfort around closing disappears when you adopt this mindset shift. I'm not here to pressure you. I'm here to help you make the best decision. And if you truly come from that spot, you're going to win. I don't care who you are. You're going to win. So that's leadership. That's service. That's professionalism. Okay. Like I said yesterday, it's not a dress rehearsal. We are professionals. This is the big time. Act like it, right? Most clients don't know what matters, what to look for, what questions to ask, how the pricing is going to work, how long things take, how to avoid getting burned. Okay. They want someone to guide them. The close becomes easy when the client feels safe and informed. They feel led, and and confident that you're the right choice. Good morning, Richard Nordheim. Good to see you. The best close, guys, is the simplest one, right? Don't overcomplicate this stuff. Here's some world-class lines right here for you. So based on everything we discussed, are you feeling good about moving forward with us? How would you like to handle the next step? Hey, if everything feels good on your end, if everything feels good on your end, we can get you on the schedule today. Or as Bubba will say, does next Tuesday or Wednesday work for you to start? Right? Something like that. Are we a go? Am I your guy? Are we doing this? Those aren't pushy. They're not awkward. They're not salesy. They're just clear, confident, and calm, really. And it's easier when you pre-frame that next step, okay? You should be setting expectations long before the close. Early in the process, this helps. At the end of our meeting, I'll walk you through the proposal, and if it feels like a good fit for both of us, we'll talk about the next steps. Sound good? It's very disarming, all right? It eliminates the surprise at the end, and they're not waiting to be sold. It just reduces the pressure overall, takes the awkwardness out of it. Good morning, Jess Novak. It primes the client for a yes. They want to do business with you, okay? Closing becomes expected then, not awkward, okay? And your confidence makes the decision even easier for them. Clients rely on your certainty when they don't have their own. You're the professional. You're the expert. Okay, bring that to the table. If you hesitate, they hesitate. If you get nervous, they get nervous. Confidence sounds like calm tone, slow pace, clear language, direct communication, eye contact, right? Certainty in your process. This is how this works. Certainty in your price. When you say the price, don't be waffling like we talked about over the last couple of days. You're not trying to win the job, guys. It's not a contest. You're leading someone toward a solution they already want. Think of it that way. So clear, simple path forward. Most contractors forget the most important part of closing, which is telling the client exactly what happens next. Good morning, Dave Brackett. Good to see you. Wow, the power just flicked here. Yeah, so tell them what happens next. Say something like, hey, here's what the next steps look like. Or, hey, would it be okay to talk about what it looks like going forward from here? What we do is we take a deposit, we get you on the schedule, and I'll send over the agreement and timeline today. Or when I get in the truck, I'm going to give a call back to the office, and I'm going to get this in motion for you. You should see something even before I get back there. Clients need clarity, direction, structure, certainty. They need to know you've got it. Okay. The next clear step needs to say, we're making this easy. Okay. Very easy. All right. So ask yourself this. Do I lead the process or do I wait for the client to decide? You lead the process. Do I wait for the client to decide? Do I create calm, confident environment during the close? Or are you pushing? Hey, really need to do this. What are you waiting for? None of that. Okay. Ask yourself, do I clearly explain what happens next? Everything leads to trust, Richard says. That's 100% right. Where do I get uncomfortable during the close and why? For me, it used to be money, and that's probably most of it for everyone else. I was fine with talking the technical stuff and building rapport and all of that stuff. But when it got to talking about what it was going to cost, it made me awkward. I wanted to be the good guy. And that's probably what kept me from making a lot more money than I could have, than I should have over the years, I'm sure. So, so before your next estimate, guys, just rehearse one closing line out loud. Just one thing, just out loud. It's in your vehicle or before you pick up the phone. Make it this one. If everything feels good on your end, we can move forward today. Then just stop talking. Simple, clean, and effective. Okay. Closing isn't pressure, guys. It's not manipulation, and it isn't salesy. We're here to do business. It's leadership, and in its simplest form, it's leadership. When you've done the other steps well, the close becomes nothing more than guiding the client into a decision that already makes sense. Catherine says, know and be confident that you are the expert. Never assume the client knows what you know. They may be uncomfortable asking questions. Gain their trust, and you will close the deal. Mic drop. Simple as that. Who can I help you with today is my go-to. Yeah. I like the one, Dave. Wow, it seems, you call out their pain or what they're dealing with and say, wow, it sounds like you're dealing with a lot. How can I help you the most? I mean, do you think anybody has said that to them? Probably not, right? So guys, drop a fist pump in the chat or a foot, pointer finger or a chicken or a duck or a turkey, whatever you want to put in there. We get all kinds of things. If this impacted you, maybe left you with a thought of like, oh, okay, I need to tune my process up a little bit. Richard says you're helping them achieve the goal they asked you to come to their house for. Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. So guys, this stuff matters. You spend a real time doing this stuff. Make it work. Close the deal, right? Hey, all right, there's a new one. Yin with the Shamrocks. I love it. Good. Hey, tomorrow we're going to talk about becoming the trusted contractor in the long game of selling. All right. So it'd be the perfect way to end this series. And then I'm going to kind of recap the previous 9 days. Go over. We got a busy couple of days here with our 2-day takeoff event in spring, which is just outside of Houston. We just call it Houston. There ain't nobody ever gone to spring. No, just kidding. It's not bad. Yeah, then we got a few days, and we'll go up and see Bailey and Tyler, and then come back down for the ground school event. So Victor, you should pivot, come to ground school. So Locke says, I've got a salesy appointment today. It must go well. All right, good. Well, hopefully some of this stuff landed and maybe helped you out a little bit. If nothing else, it made you think about how you operate during that, and that every moment matters in those things. Body language, building that trust, that rapport, and make it your own, Locke. You're going to be, if you're not already good at this, you're going to be really good at it because I think that you're very trustworthy up front, and people I think are naturally going to be drawn to you. So Richard says, I'll see you next week in spring. Yeah, looking forward to it. Wendy says, Locke Johnson, good luck. Would you please post in the chat how it went in this thread on Facebook, Locke, and let us know. Okay, that'd be fun. Some real life stuff going on here. So, guys, if any of the rest of you have sales interactions today, post it up how it went, or use this little device. Keep this on the back of my phone. It's a Plod. Okay, pop it in your pocket. Okay, and just it'll get your stuff. It might not get their reactions and everything, but it probably will. And then bring it back, download the transcript, or do whatever you want to do, and run it through AI or ChatGPT and say, hey, just had this great sales interaction. Where do you think I could have been as a top sales professional? Where do you think I could have been better? you know, and you'll get some pretty cool advice. So don't worry. If it goes well, it will innate. It was all innate ability. If it goes poorly, you alone, Bob, will be accountable. Thank you. You bet. That's awesome. That's all right. We'll get you there. Yeah. Good stuff. Well, guys, I got to run over across town, get posted up over there and get things set up. We got a lot of great people coming in today. Steve's going to get the fire hose out and breathe business knowledge into these guys. And I'm excited about it. It's going to be fun. Get back in the saddle on the 2-day and see if we can bring some new clients into our en route program. And Richard Nordheim says, Locke, you got the right personality for this. You will win the day. Yeah, guys, I appreciate you. If you don't mind, share this out. I appreciate it very much. If you got a little something out of this, share it out for someone or send it to them. If you don't want my mug on your page, then just send it to them in a DM. So yeah, and I'll get some sleep tonight. Thanks, Locke. All right. See you guys. Appreciate it. Love y'all. Take care.